Morning, we're trying once again to do this video. I did it earlier, but the whole thing ended up not sound because I had my microphone turned off. And I am here live on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, LinkedIn, and what else? X. That's right, X. I keep forgetting what it's called because X doesn't know what it's called yet. They don't know whether to call it the artist formerly known as Twitter or just X and have it be popular. Anyway, today I wanted to talk to you about a wonderful tool that I have been using since it seems the dawn of time, and that is TypeItIn by WaveGet. You can get it at waveget.com/TypeItIn, and you can see the name WaveGet there in the scroller thingy. Anyway, TypeItIn is a really great tool for anybody using a Windows PC who types in things that are super repetitive. I think you can probably get it on the Mac and on Linux if you were to use something like Wine to run Windows emulation. I think you can probably get TypeItIn to work in that case. It's basically a macro deck. I'll just call it that because it allows you to create banks of buttons or groups of buttons that do automated tasks or type in repetitive things. So let me screen share here, and I've got my screen over here with TypeItIn up here, and let me see if I can hide that little doodad there. All right, so I'm going to bring up my magnifier so we can see a little bit better. And this is TypeItIn, and on all of these are all like my affiliate links to various things. Like, for instance, if somebody wanted to buy a membership with Restream, which is what I'm using to stream across all these platforms, they could ask me for a link to Restream, and in here I would give them this link, right? I would just paste this link into whatever. Now, I don't have to copy and paste it out of here. I can just, let's bring up a notepad here. There we go. Let's bring up a notepad, and let's just click on this and it types it in. Look at that. And if I wanted to refer somebody to Million Leads for free, I could just click on that and it types it in. And you can set up all kinds of different things. Like, I have different banks of buttons here. So for instance, there's a 2Buddy coupon, and here are a bunch of things that I use for doing my Bible podcast, for instance. These are like the Spotify title and description, so I don't have to repetitively type in all this stuff. But these here are macros for the things that I do in my audio editor. And then like this one here, this is FFmpeg, which I've got a thing in here to automate the process of splitting out my Zoom videos from the audio, and then I have the audio file that I can then edit. And so you can automate complex tasks, including with dialogues and stuff. So if I go into this and edit this button, I can see there's like window, minimize, maximize. You can run different programs. You can create variables and input and output. So you can type in certain things into dialog boxes, and you can have dialogue that comes up and asks you a question, and you can use mouse automation. All this stuff can be used inside of this. And the version that I'm using of this program is super old, like from back in the Windows XP days, but this program dates all the way back to Windows 98, and that's when I first started using it, back when it was a free program that you could donate to before it became a commercial program. But what I use it for a lot is, okay, I have my affiliate links to join into something. I have a link here that if I show this little bit.ly link takes people to my YouTube channel where I have a playlist that teaches them how to use our business. And so there's that one. There's this URL here that is essentially, you would copy and paste. You would use this button here, and then you would copy and paste the link from your Google Drive folder to a file, and I use that to put graphics in HTML or into emails. And so I have a lot of my inline graphics in my emails and on my web pages. I have those URLs set up on Google Drive. Those files are hosted on Google Drive, and they're not on some web hosting package. They're in Google Drive, and so I have direct links that I paste in from there. And then I have a link in bio that I have up on Bitly, and I can just click on these buttons and it types it in. Any of that stuff, or it can automate complex tasks. So let's take, for example, I've got let's pull up my podcast folder if I can. So later on in the day, we'll have an MP4 in here. Let me go into another folder here, and we'll take one of my videos, commit to a thing every day, right? And let's copy and paste the entire file name, right? And then I think I have to copy this into that podcast folder. Let me put that in there because I think it's going to go to that podcast folder so that we have an MP3 file in that folder, because I've set up this macro to run inside of this folder. And there's the file. Okay, so we've already copied and pasted the file name. And now if I go up here to my Bible podcast macros that I've set up, and I just click the FFmpeg thing, it's going to go through this whole elaborate complex task of going to that folder and then typing in this whole sequence here, and now that whole thing to extract the MP3 from the MP4 file is all automated, and it just does it in a few seconds. So complex tasks can be automated with it, or you can just use it to type stuff in. So now if I look in here, you'll see that I have this commit to a thing every day, right? And if I sort by name, you'll see, oh, where is it? Come on. Excuse me. Let's go by date. Well, it should be in here anyway. I'm not illustrating it very well, I guess. But these complex tasks can happen, and then this thing just lives here in your system tray, and I just love this. Here are some complex things that I do inside of Audition when I'm doing video editing. So if I want to capture a noise print to do noise elimination, I type in these hotkeys, and I have it do what it's going to do. And I can do a hard limiting operation inside my audio editor by typing in these various keys. It's super useful. You could use it for something as as easy as just having typing in repetitive things. Like, for instance, you can have all of your affiliate links in there. So if somebody asks me for my affiliate link to get response, then all I have to do is just type in by clicking on that button. You know, like if I want to type it into Messenger or whatever, then I just type into Instant Messenger by clicking on that, and that gives them my affiliate link right there. So I just love TypeItIn. It automates a lot of tasks, and let me see if I can pull up that website here and share that with you. It's waveget.com/TypeItIn, and we will drag that over here and share that with you. But TypeItIn is just for the professional version, which I have. It's $24.95. It's a one-time purchase. It's not a subscription. If you want to use it over networks or over like a whole business, over every computer in your business, that would be $34.95. But just the professional version, which is the version that I'm using, that's $24.95. And it's not an affiliate link. I don't make a penny off of talking about TypeItIn at all. But I find it to be indispensable if you're going to do affiliate marketing or any kind of online business where you're going to do a lot of typing. I find that it is indispensable. So I just wanted to talk about this tool that I have been using since like the dawn of time. It is as old as dirt, and it is still useful. This version that I'm using, again, it's a pretty old version. Let me see if I can pull up that information here. If you go into the setup here, you have options for moving buttons around from group to group, and you can also set up different delays. So like you can say different delays between keys and stuff, and you can have it back up to, like I have mine backs up to the cloud. So once it's up in the cloud, I can back up and then I can restore it on another computer if I want to. So I just love that. I love that insanely. And yeah. So you have this set up here, and then let me see if I can pull up the about information on TypeItIn. About TypeItIn right here. So I'm using 2.9.3, and I see it's got a 1998 to 2011, and I bought this back. I donated to it back when it was on Windows 98, and then I purchased it later as a commercial product on Windows XP just to get the latest version. And so I just love this thing. It's fantastic. Great program. And I feel like it's super useful for people who type in repetitive tasks. It keeps you from having to just keep it on a notepad. You have something that kind of lives in your system tray all the time. And I come back to it constantly. Anyway, let me pull down this screen share there, and I just wanted to share that with you. And I wanted to thank everybody who showed up to the live stream last night, where I was along with a whole bunch of very successful entrepreneurs last night, and we talked about my failures and my successes. And if you want to have access to see this live talk that we did last night, it was about an hour long. And if you want it, you can go to SpareTimeIsMine.com/$1. That will give you a 1-week trial for $1, a 1-week trial to all of the premium features that are built into our business. And so if you go check that out, That normally is $125 a month, so $1 for a full week of you get to come to all the live trainings that happen over the course of a week, which there's something like 7 or 8 a week that happen, and you can check all that out, and you can ask live questions to the people who started this company and the people who are behind the scenes and the people who are succeeding in this home business. And people who are really, what we strive to do is we strive to help small business owners, whether they are home business or they're brick and mortar business, to target their audience and create working, hype-free marketing that allows them to stay in contact with their target audience, their customers, to be connected with each people and be engaged. So that's one thing that this business is particularly good at. And last night I got a chance to share some of my, ups and downs in this. So if you want to check that out, try out the trial. It's perfectly risk-free. So if you hate it, I hope that you will cancel your $1 trial before they bill you at $125. I wouldn't want you paying for something that you don't want, but you can at least get in on that call last night. And then as well, I have a website that you can check out, and that is SpareTimeIsMine.com. And there I have a free newsletter where I share tons of free stuff. I put these videos out there on the newsletters, but I also share content that is articles or information that I have gleaned from the world or from my experiences, and I share that with you. And I share resources that are totally free, and there's a bunch of stuff on that website that is free, including the Grow Rich Mastermind, which I talked about the other day, which you can join that call every single day, and you can get a whole bunch of ebooks for totally free off of that Grow Rich Mastermind page, which doesn't cost you a single thing at all. As well, every morning, in fact, we're just about to do it in just a little bit here. Every morning, about 10 o'clock, we do a Bible reading on the 1-year Bible reading plan. So if you want to join in that is going to be happening here in just a minute. So if you go over to readingthe1yearbiblettogether.com, the Zoom link is in there. And then as soon as I start the Zoom meeting, we will be recording our podcast live and in color, sort of, since we turn off our cameras to record the podcast. And then that will be edited and released later on Spotify and all the other podcast platforms. So feel free to join us live while we record our podcast, readingthe1yearbiblettogether.com. And I will see you there in just a little bit. But thank you so much to everybody who joined us last night. And I do hope that you will check out TypeItIn, because I think it's a very good application. If you're watching this on the replay, please do type #replay and let us know what you thought of this live stream. All right, God bless you guys. Have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.